Hi everybody, it's September, time for another update on 38F. So I'm not going to mess about too much at the start of this month's video with lots of chatter. Let's get straight into the models. You remember last month having a look at the bridge kit I purchased from the internet, which had the 5 different configurations in cardboard for Great Central style bridges. My friend Alex was going to laser cut one for me. Well, I was having a chat with somebody else online a few weeks ago, and they put me onto Skytrek's model railways. So I bought a couple of their bridge kits from them, which is what you can see here. I've started to mock up some bits. That's just for spacing, so I can see how it's going to be for length and so forth. And looking at all the bits that come in the kit, and there's a couple of spare bits I've bought here as well, and a big pile of buttresses and bits on the top. Forget the name for those now, it'll come to me later. Yeah, you get these big wall panels and these corner pieces, which I have to say actually are quite good. It's all made of resin, and it needs a bit of cutting and sorting, but I've mocked one up and it looks a bit like this. Obviously from that you can see a bit of work to be done, but all in all I'm quite happy obviously with the overall look of how it's going to be with this one. So quite a bit of work to do on them, but hopefully by the next video I'll have something to show you. So yeah, not much more I can say about these really. Nice little items, as you can see. I'll have a bit close up look here. Look, detail all round isn't bad. Bit of you know, bit of mess underneath to clean off them from the moulding, but nothing too serious. So far so good. Recommended. Skytrek's model railways. Right, moving on. Here's the shed. As you can see, there's been some changes. Most notably, the brickwork. Let's get in there. Hopefully you can see that all right. Rather pleased with how it's come out so far. Doesn't look the best in this light, if I'm honest. But I took a couple of photos when I'd first done it, and they actually came out looking a bit like this. So yeah, very pleased with that so far. I've not just done some on the outside though, I've also been working in here. So let's take it off and have a good look. So here we are on the desk. As you can see, there have been some changes from last month. First of all, please ignore the clothes peg. At the moment it's holding them wires together. You'll see what they're about shortly. But first of all, some changes. All the joints in the roof panels have now been covered with card and painted. You can see them. That just prevents any light bleed and leaks and problems where the plastic meets. Obviously, as you can also see, I put some roof beams in, as they should be from the prototype, right the way along. A bit fiddly at times to get them positioned properly and level and all the rest of it, but rather pleased with them, how they've gone in for now. You'll also see over here the post is returned back into place. I've also, on the centre wall, put some card down the back of it, painted all that in, get a bit more rigidity in the structure. I've put 2 walls in here, they're painted in as well, and the office has an interior, so let's have a better look at that. So from the front, you can see we go under and in here, trying to be clever. It's all painted out, and I built a fireplace, which I'm rather pleased with. It's just mount board, layered up. If I go underneath, I'm hoping you can see how many layers there are. Almost. There are on the side there, you can see them. Just, it's 4 or 5 there. That again with the mount board for the hearth, and some wooden stirrers cut up and painted. Makes the surround. The tiles are created by leaving the mount board plain white and scribing them out using a scalpel. It's not the most detailed bit of modelling, if I'm honest, but it just adds a little something in there, so I'm hoping that when you view the model front on like this, and there's a light inside, which is also coming in the near future, you'll be able to see the fireplace. And obviously in here there'll be a desk on the floor, maybe a couple of figures, some people in there. For the flooring, saying that, I found this. Ooh, this is good stuff. Top tip for your modelling, folks. This has been in a folder for years now, as you can tell by the condition of it. Basically, it's come from a DIY shop, probably somewhere like Homebase, it's now long gone, or Focus even. But anyway, it doesn't matter where it came from. The fact is, it's a pine effect floor sample, as you can see in the writing. But it, here, it's going to go in here, look. Hooray. So that's going to get stuck down on the baseboard. So when the shed is put in position, it's got a pine floor. Hurrah! Something, again, that you'll not really see it, very clearly at least, but looking in through the windows, either from the front, or possibly the side, like there, you'll be able to see it's got proper floor in there, not just nothing. So, yeah, happy to have found that. So, that's that. Anyway, moving on. Here's the brickwork a bit close up from under the desk lamp. And, yeah, I'm rather pleased with it. It's not perfect, but it closely resembles the condition of some of these sort of buildings that I've seen in photographs, from the mid-late 60s. So not unhappy with that. You also notice, obviously, I replaced the missing drain pipe, so that's now back on. Can you tell which one it is, folks? No? Good. Excellent. Job's good then. That means I did my job right. That one, for those that guessed correctly. Well done, you don't win a prize. Sorry. Inside, let's look at the interior. Yes, that wall is back in place. I say it's got a new card backing to mount it in better. I've done some repairs. So in the corner here you can see no more crack and gap. It's all filled in. So I'm happy about that. Small colour change. That's where it's fresh clean paint against some that's been weathered. But obviously that can be made to match. Same at that end here. A little bit of work to be done just to make everything blend in so you can't see the clean bits. But again, nothing too drastic to have to do. Yes, I had to do a bit of work to get the beams to fit through and everything else, but I think it's worth it in the end. Just for the overall effect. So when you look in through the doors, I'm going to try to be clever now. There we go. You can see them all in there, a bit like that. Now, speaking about looking through the doors, there's something else I've been working on. As well as finding some wonderful photographs on the internet taken from and around Loughborough and the existing Great Central Railway, there's a number of images from the original Leicester shed. And there's some brilliant images here, actually, in the book here by David Pearce, this Rugby to Loughborough Midland Main Lines book. And if I open up on the page that I've already marked, it'll just fall open to from now on. Here's a couple of his pictures. This one here is the one that's most of interest to me, from obviously showing the interior. You can see the position of lamps and the beams that I've already put in, and you can also see well, I'll call them extractors. I'm not sure what the exact technical term is, what the real name for them is. Someone obviously please tell me in the comments below. But you can see there where obviously the ventilation goes above to remove exhaust and smoke from within the shed. You can see how they sit in and around the beams. So I thought I've got to make some of those. So I have. And I've made them out of card. Let me just dig them out for you. Here we go. So I've done them in pairs, and they don't look like much in this position here, but if I now try and do this on camera, let's see, be clever, shall we? Hope it's the right way around. I actually did mark on one of them, which is the front and the back. There we are, this one here. All measured out, as you see from the working lines. And basically, they are to sit over the beams. There we go. That's it. Let's try and get it to get it square. Behave. Thank you. There we go. Like that. There we go. Roughly. Very roughly. Yes. Like that, you see. And then the other ones would be the same again. A bit of a fight. That might be the wrong way around, actually. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm just going to show you the one. Obviously, they come in pairs, and when you look down the shed, you'll see them. And obviously, the other one will be down the side here, and we'll create the same, well, the impression at least of having them there. I've got this painting up here, this old Western painting. You can see the lamp reflecting in the glass, unfortunately, there, but you can see above the locomotives depicted there. So that's that, which has been a bit of a faff, if I'm honest with you folks. But the idea is that obviously the bottom section here, where you're going to see it through the doors, will be scribed to look like the timbers, and the rest of it will just be weathered in and painted. And I shall probably actually put the black printed side. Show one of these here. The black printed side will be on the inside. So, pre-weathered. There you go. How clever. But yeah, that's that bit I've always been working on. So there we go. Anyway, moving on. Inside the shed, some may remember, it did have, the model did have at least, 4 poles that came up and met the inside of the roof. I've opted to remove them from the model, and I'm going to cover these holes here with some more brick paper to represent the flooring that was done before. And obviously some of the bits will go in there, maybe a couple of blokes standing around, or some tools and bits from inside. So from the front doors you won't be able to tell that they were then have been removed. Reason for removing them, a couple of things really. Firstly, it meant them interfering with the beams I put in, and we changed the design of those slightly, and it being a bit of a faff. I didn't want to cut them down, and they're actually not as decorative as the genuine items that were put inside the shed for real. So I thought myself I'd just remove them instead. I'll show you why I didn't just cut them down now. I saved them here, and this harks back to when my grandfather built the shed originally, or started to. They're not made of plastic, they're made of metal, and he's turned them on a lathe. Done a nice job of them as well, say so myself. But yes, they're mild steel by the looks of it and feel of it, and there's 4 of them, and they're designed to fit and do in place, but I say they were going to interfere with these. So it was a case of making some holes and bits in the beams and messing about with them, or chopping these down. And I'll be honest, I didn't want to do either of those things, so I thought, as with the real sheds, these only appeared in between rows of 4, so you'd have 2 rows, set of beams, 2 rows, and so forth. There was no justification for them being there on the model anyway, really, is it only a 2-row shed? So I opted to remove them. So that's that. So that's it, guys, for this update. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So not too much to show, I'm afraid, this month, but progress is slow, but we're getting there. I'm going to end this one with a bit of a shout out. This goes to Gary at Cheeky Tech. Hi Gary. He recently, for all those who follow him already, he did a video on his signal gantries and some of his signalling, and it looked good. He did some scratch building and showed how he did it. And I just say to him in his comments, did it myself a few years back actually, when I was working for Online Models Limited, when we were doing the Econ Burco signals. Built for my friend Richie Weatherly, who's never appeared on YouTube sadly, but a brilliant layout. He still got it, hooray. Anyhow, I said to him I'd put a little thing on showing how I did mine. So we'll end this update with some images of what I built a few years back from my good friend Richie. So again, thanks for watching. Obviously please like, comment, subscribe below with your thoughts and opinions, what you'd like to see in the future and anything you think I should be doing. And just for Steve Smith, hi Steve, ring that bell. There we go, under the screen now. If you subscribe, click on the bell, ring that bell, and don't miss out on the next update. Thanks for watching and bye for now.